On 4th of April, I'd called my uncle concerning a different issue, but he told me my dad was very sick and they were taking him to the hospital. And we're in the hospital for about like 3 days, but we weren't able to meet the bills. And my dad was taken back home. He spent about 1 week at home, but he was not fine. I remember it was one of the Saturdays. I was in fellowship, and I remember Prophet Ernest called me and said, Brenda.
Who is Brenda? This Brenda is close. Close. Okay. I am rebuking sickness from this household. I am covering you right now.
He was taken back to the ICU. The doctors told us he was losing consciousness. They told us he had an infection on the brain and he was put on life support. I have a dream when my dad is transferred from the ICU to the IPD, but he's actually in the ICU and is not well. Actually, he's under coma. Whenever I could get time, I could prophesy. In the evening when I go back home, I prophesy. I create what I had seen in the dream. After one month and 1 week in the ICU, there wasn't much improvement, but he was removed from coma and he was partial. The machine was breathing 50 and also he was breathing on his own, but still his state was not good. We didn't have any good report from the doctors. But during fellowship, I remember Prophet was saying very many things are changing. Then he said, I see a doctor's report being changed.
Miracles are happening. Miracles are happening. A doctor's report is being reversed.
And that was a confirmation that God had changed what the doctor had said. 25th of June, UTCL, the company that was paying the bills, was trying to pull out because by then my dad was not coping up well. The bills were very high. Thus, we should get another hospital which is relatively cheap. I told God that this financial support was from you, and I know you can sustain it. We went to Mulago, they refused the patient. We went to Mengo, they refused the patient. We also went to Nsambia, they refused the patient. Okay, so we write a letter to the UTCL, the people who are supporting. We tell them if they can be able to sustain us to a certain point, then maybe we can get his NSSF or we sell one of his properties. But out of nowhere, that whole issue was silenced. They just kept quiet. They never actually came back to us complaining about the bills until we were transferred from the ICU to the IPD. When we were transferred, I remember I called my brother. He couldn't even believe it. He thought maybe we had come with an oxygen tank or something. But he was not on a machine. That was a real miracle. That is one miracle that up to now everyone in the family knows that is a miracle. They called the UTCL people to tell them that the patient had moved out of the ICU. Actually, on Saturday, the next day, they had to come and confirm. Right now, he's doing very well. He's able to talk. He's able to eat. I give glory and honor to the God of my father, Prophet Namara Ernest, and I celebrate the healing grace that is upon him.